Maz at Triple C Create. Hey, it's Maz. I know it's been a long time since we've done some videos. It's been such a busy summer. And, yeah, now guess what? Summer went by so fast. This snow started showing up. So, what I need to do is get back on my square body, my 83. Thing's been sitting here so long that it's been gathering parts in the back because it's so awkward to get past it in this little shop. I should have got on this thing a long time ago. It was just one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. Like I said, it was a busy summer. And I was going to drive this thing this summer, but I only drove it for about 2 months. And I had an old short vid that showed, what was it? These were the old 305 heads we put on it when we first got it running. And the valve guides were worn, the seals were dried out. She was using oil, and I think the oil was getting down into the valves, into the cylinders. And when you shut it off hot, it would diesel bad. You had to have the idle super low. It smoked every time you gave a start because the valve guides were worn and everything. The oil would drip down around the valves and then fire up and poof, smoke and everything. And it just never ran amazingly great. It ran good, but not as good as it should have. So just to recap, this is I believe a 97 Vortec block. 97, 98. So it's got the roller cam in it. So we're still running the stock roller cam in it. And I put these heads, I put these old 305 carbureted heads on. And then what did I do here? And then, wow, whatever. I put an aluminum intake on it and a little Holley 650. Yes, 650 Holley on it. Single vacuum secondaries. Then, what did I do? Oh, yeah. And then I had to make these push rods shorter because I didn't have push rods the right length for this thing because the deck and the head, well, actually, how that works. Because of the roller lifters, they sit higher down here, so the push rods have to be shorter to fit the old carbureted heads because these are not the Vortec heads or the pre-Vortec heads or any of that. Anyways, it ran okay, but this spring of this year, I pulled the old heads off because I had a bad stud that was bent and it was bending push rods because it was running on a weird angle. I found another broken rocker sitting beside it. Smoked. So it was like, do I fix the stud? Pull this one out, and I thought, oh, I'll press another stud in. I'll change the rockers. I have extra rockers from other heads I got here, or engines and stuff I got here. Then I realized, hey, my old hot rod, my old 71 Chevy that I used at the drag strip and everything. When I first got it running years and years ago, I had a 327 60cc closed chambered heads. They're kind of good for compression. And I ran those for quite a few years at the track, and it did okay. But then I wanted to go to turbos. That was the idea. I was going to go twin turbos, so I thought, oh, I'm going to put bigger heads on it. And so I put, what did I got there? I had 202 heads put on it. And it livened up the cam and everything like that. Short of it is, I wanted to know about fixing these heads, and then I completely forgot. I have a set of these old 327 heads. They were in pretty good shape. Everything was all taped up. Nothing was rusted up. So this head and this head are early 327 heads, closed chambers, 60cc. So make a nice daily driver. Make good with these pistons and everything. So yeah, put it in. Oh my god, it just ran amazing. Like, it was just night and day. No more smoking, no more dieseling. Ran so smooth, started up so nice. It actually had more get up and go to it. No hesitation at all. These old heads, these old 305 heads, were just so tired that you step on it and it was like, and then it was gone, and then take off, and then it was just, they didn't run that good. So I put these on. Everything's amazing. Then all of a sudden the valve, one of the lifters started rattling. So I set up the lifter and tightened down the rocker. And about 2 weeks later, I started hearing rattling again. So I went to go check it, and it's the same rocker again. Well, what's going on? This rocker here. So finally I had to pull the rocker back. And the top of the valve, this nut, it sticks up out of there, and there's 2 little keepers, one on each side. So yeah, there was a keeper on each side. It keeps it in there, locked down. And this is supposed to stick up a certain amount, right? Well, I looked, and the valve was completely worn flat, right to the keeper. Well, obviously I can't keep running like that, because then the valve's going to fall off, go into the engine, and smash it to nothing. So I finally got the valve out, and there's the valve. And it's in decent shape, and it's not beat up or worn down bad or it's bent. But come look at this. I took the exhaust valve beside it, just as to make sure I had a good proper comparison. Look how much is worn off. I have never seen, in all the engines I've messed around with, especially in Chevys, I've never seen a valve wear like that. That's hard steel. If there's somebody out there that's seen this before, or throw me a hint of why, I don't know if this is, they don't look like they've been heated, or the guides are like, I don't know. So, and then the rocker on top of that, I don't know if I can see this one here. This is the one that the valve was in. That's the valve you can see here. And look, it's got next to no wear on it. This is way softer metal than that. So, took the old 305 head off, and by golly, she has the same size of exhaust valve. So, this is going to be its new replacement. And we'll get some, I got some seals here. I got gaskets, and we'll have this thing up and running in no time at all. And then we'll take her for another rip. But I just wanted to show this. I've never seen a valve guide wear, or valve stem wear like that before. Never. Like perfectly smooth across the top. Ooh, so I got to focus in or what? The camera's messing up here. Never seen it do that before. Ever. So, I really want someone to leave in the comments if they've seen this before, or have a suggestion of what's going on. It's new to me. Never seen this. I've seen a lot of weird things, but this one's new to me. But we'll get back on this, and we'll get this one fired up and running again. And hopefully she runs good. So, yeah. We'll get going. Hey, Maz here now. Okay. We showed you all that weird valve. It was worn down and everything, and we changed the heads around and stuff. So now we got her all tacked together. I'm just going to put some coolant in it. And we're going to see if we can crank this thing up and make sure she runs. I kind of guessed I'm throwing the distributor back in. I didn't crank it back to top dead center like you're supposed to and make sure it's on number 1, etc., etc. I just pulled the cap out exactly where it was and made sure the engine never turned and put a Sharpie marker on it and put it back in. So I might be a little out on the timing. We'll see. So let's see what happens here. Well, should we see if she fires right up? Or we'll see. We're going to turn the fuel pump on and see if we got any fuel leaks first. Oh. Square body buzzer. Oh, the weather changed fast. It's all crazy snowy out there. I'll let that pump for a second there. You can hear it filling the carb. Check this out. Oh, 2 weeks ago it was like, I don't know, green grass, and wasn't that bad at all. We actually went for a dirt bike ride with my kid and everything. And now we have this. Yeah. Anyways. Let's see how this looks. Think she'll fire up, or am I gonna have my timing gonna be completely out of whack? Oh, I see a fuel leak already. What do we got going on here? Oh. Where's that coming from? It's not loose. Is my fuel filter cracked? Or not? Try that again. Oh, it'd be nice to build a big shop eventually, hopefully soon. Oop. No fuel going down the curb. Silly. Fuel there. Try that. See if she starts up. Come on. Let's see what you got. Make sure my power wire's hooked up. Should have fired. Did I forget to plug in the distributor? Hook the right wire there? What's this? That goes there. That must be it. Gotta be it. Ugh. Hey. Well, I think I found out what the problem was. Didn't have power at the distributor, but I had the wire plugged into the power, into the battery connection on the HEI. But then I guess this is the old 327 heads. So there's no spot for a temperature sending unit. So I moved one with a coolant sending unit for temperature onto the manifold intake. But this wire here, oddly enough, when I reached it underneath, it fit in the distributor. So I had the coolant wire for the temperature gauge plugged into the distributor. Power wire was sitting right beside it, and this wire was long enough to reach it, and it slipped right in. I wasn't even paying attention to what color or what wire I was grabbing. So now we'll try again. See what happens. So yeah. Yeah, no. Let's see what happens here. Okay, now let's see if we're tying these screws. I think we're a little too early. So let's kick that distributor back a little. We're firing way too early. Oh. Try that. Runs like a champ. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see if we can get her on a slow idle here. Check these rockers. I don't have a laptop to put it on high idle, low idle, and everything. So carbureted. Oop. It's really still too cold for this. So we can cheat her out a little bit. I love the sound of this truck. I've always loved the sound of this truck. I've always loved the sound of this truck. Okay. We're going to button her down here and then we'll see if we can get her out of the shop. Well, here we go. We got her together. Warmed her up a little bit. It's all together. I think I got everything going. Just sat for about 15 minutes or so. Let's see if it actually fires up again. One. Down. An annoying buzzer that every square body guy has heard. Ooh, look at that. Not bad, eh? Oil pressure's not bad. The response is good with these heads. Seems a good run. Always charged like a bugger, this thing. Got heat. I got heat. Defrosted. Oh, starting to get some heat. Oh, actually, it's pretty good. What's that now? It's barely warmed up yet. Yeah, I still love the sound of this truck. Like I said before, this was my grandfather's truck when it was brand new. My grandfather had passed away. My father and dad got the farm. We had a farm half mile down the road, so we ran both farms. My father put dual exhaust in his truck when he got it to the farm. Same pipes had been on there for 20 some years. I love the sound of this truck. Those pipes always sounded good with this exhaust. Yeah, this truck here, those old 305 heads, and I don't know if I can. Ooh, I don't know. These heads, I guess, I don't know. They're nothing special. They're all right. Just stock 305 heads would have came off of this 83 originally. But like I said before, I had the bent stud, broken rockers, worn valve guides, seals are all dried out in it. And it, like I said, it dieseled. I'm going to assume it would diesel bad because the oil was running down the valve stems through the guides and it was igniting in the cylinder, so it just kept refiring all the time and it would actually burn off the motor oil. So if like you got worn guides and it blows oil, that is a potential way to keep it dieseling. It'll fire the oil and it'll suck fuel out of the carburetor and it'll just keep going back and forth and it'll run like a diesel. That's why they call it dieseling. Enough compression, it'll keep firing and firing and firing and firing. These heads, these old 327 heads, I believe they originally came off of 67 Chevelle Malibu. And I got the engine block, broke it loose, used it for a while in my old 70 Chevy half ton. But I took these heads and I cleaned them up, ported them a little bit, and I put them on my 71 on my hot rod, my race truck, my black one you might have seen in the older videos, which I've taken to the drag strip over the years and everything. We ran a nitrous round a couple years ago. So it's running a 355 now. We're building another engine, a 386 stroker. 383, but it's a size over, so it really turns into a 386. We got a blower sitting up on the shelf, a 471 blower that we may put on it. So, but these were the heads I originally put on it when I went to the drag strip. They're just a 60cc closed chambered heads, pretty small intake valves. They were what? Yeah, 64. So they were good for compression, and I used to run steel head gaskets, thin steel head gaskets, brought the head down closer to the deck. Compression was a little higher. It kind of worked out to 10.5 to 1, 11 to 1. And it made pretty good power. And I put a bigger cam in it, and it was just, the cam wasn't working with these heads, and I wanted to go to turbos, and these were too high of compression, not big enough valves for what I wanted to do. So I pulled the heads off, and I put some 202 heads on, and I ran those for a while. So these heads sat for years all taped up and in pretty good shape. They could do a redo again, but like I said, I need to change the heads on this thing, and I put it on. I just never seen a valve. Oh, what did I do with it now? I lost track of it. Really seriously need to clean up the shop. But anyways, I showed you that valve before. When I find it, I'll show it again. It's just, I've never seen a valve wear like that before. So if somebody out there wants to leave something in the comment, maybe I'll hit up a couple of the machine shops I work at and see if they've ever seen it before. I just find it odd that it wore only one. Didn't wear out the rocker, which should be way softer material than those hardened steel valves. But either way, put another valve in it. She's running good. We'll take her for a run tomorrow, and we'll run her for a few weeks and see if everything works good. So yeah, I think that's about it for now. This is Maz, Triple C Creations. I'm gonna hit the bell icon tomorrow, or tomorrow. Bell icon. God, you can tell it's getting late. Bell icon at the bottom, or wherever you find on the screen, to subscribe. I'll slowly start trying to make up some new videos. It's been really busy summer. I haven't been able to get onto this stuff. So I'm hoping this winter I get on some more projects. I do have a project that I may start this winter. I could make a little hint, I guess. Maybe. Should I? It's not guaranteed I'm going to do it. Okay. Tell you what. It has to do with a street bike, possible quad tires, some independent suspension, chain drive, and a machine that could float on water, and combine them all together to make something new. So hopefully we can get started on that, and the next video or so maybe we'll take a peek at that and we'll let you know. But that's it for me tonight. I'm just gonna clean up a few things here, get this truck out of the shop, because I got another truck coming back in the shop to do a bunch of work. And yeah, this is Maz, Triple C Creations, and we'll see you to the next video. Bye.